My name is Bob, and this is my wife Jen. Most of you know us, but we own and operate Harvest Moon Farms in Viroqua, Wisconsin. We are a certified organic food and farm company. We launched our business in 2007. So we have some issues that we face, and we're reaching out to our community for some help. We are in an intense drought right now, and we're going to tell you a little bit about some of the things that we need.
There's a state of emergency in the whole entire state. The governor just announced that last week. Right now, the temperature's dropped a little bit, but our heat index today was 108 degrees, and it's been a really tough few weeks. It's pretty discouraging. We had about 40% less snowfall in our area than is normal. And when that snow melts, it seeps into the ground and provides reserves of moisture for plants to survive during dry weather.
So taking it from the winter, we'd like to see an average of an inch of rain a week that could come in different increments, but the last time we had an inch of rain per week was in April. There's really no relief at this point in sight.
But we're all pulling together, and we've been out every day. We've delivered our CSA boxes every week. We've been shipping our wholesale product, but it's not as much, especially on the wholesale end of things, is not what we need to be shipping.
We do primarily greens at this point.
For wholesale.
For wholesale, the leaves themselves crumble. There's just no moisture. So what happens is that in some cases the plants stay alive, but they just don't grow. So if you harvest, usually they would bounce back much quicker than they do. So at the end of the day, this seems pretty dismal for our greens production, and it is dismal. But what we do have is an heirloom tomato crop. The exact opposite situation exists for the heirloom tomato crop. They love the heat. We have drip irrigation, and they're all on plastic mulch and staked. So they are absolutely thriving at this point. So what our predicament is that lack of revenue that happened in May and June into early July is going to prohibit us from getting to the finish line, which is that harvest of that heirloom tomato crop. So depending on yields, we're going to be between 120 and 150,000 pounds of heirloom tomatoes. There are a few things that we need to get to that point. One thing that we need is a couple of these irrigation systems because there's to get our greens back. So we're looking at a couple of irrigation stations. We really need a separate dedicated cooler for those tomatoes. Otherwise, the entire work for the first part of the season of staking, purchasing all the drip tape and the plastic mulch and the transplants themselves. I mean, we're into the crop for it's probably between $30,000 and $40,000 at least.
And it's gorgeous crop of tomatoes. It's the strongest crop of heirloom tomatoes I've ever seen.
And the other part is we have the sales. We have dedicated buyers who are interested in supporting us on this. We really need operationally to exist for almost a month because by the time you see this video, we're going to have about 3 to 4 weeks to get harvesting on those tomatoes, but that's going to require payroll. It's going to require all the operations during that time period to keep the tomatoes coming off of the vines, packaged and shipped. What we're asking is our fellow people in the food culture, business owners, anybody who might be able to help us by doing an event at a restaurant, or if you're having a company picnic, allowing us to maybe have a silent auction. We have a Friends of the Farm page on our website that you can go to, and just as an individual, if you care to help, there's some things that you'll get in return, and we want this to be a mutually beneficial thing. We just don't want people just to write us a check for nothing.
And there's no amount that's too small.
The first people that stepped up were Mike and Helen Cameron from
Who've
Uncommon
been
Ground.
with us since day one.
They were our first restaurant customer, and watch for events. We're going to post everything on the website, so there's going to be events at their restaurant, some special dinners, possibly a concert or two. Watch for those, and everybody else that has begun talking with us about what they can do to potentially help us. So check out our website and any help that you can give us would be greatly appreciated.
Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated.